Greetings, Autobots, and welcome back to Autobot ASMR's Transformers Reviews. Tonight, I figured I would take a look at another Studio Series figure, but one from a movie I don't think I've covered. Well, actually, I tell a lie, I have covered the deluxe class off-road Bumblebee from the titular Bumblebee movie. But what if we covered his nemesis in that film? Or more so, his nemesis for the opening portion of the movie. The Studio Series Voyager class Blitzwing. So, let's knuckle down and get started with his jet mode now. Right off the bat, this jet mode isn't completely accurate to how he looks in the movie because I think there was a licensing problem where they couldn't get a proper license to use the original plane that Blitzwing was in the movie, so they had to make something that was in a rough approximation to it. But for what it is, I think this is a pretty cool interpretation. You've got this really nice, like, cream colour across the entirety of the jet, and then this almost like burnt, smoky charcoal grey that encroaches across the cockpit, and then just this little cream underside. It's almost like it's been burnt in that way, but you come around. This really cool detail extends to the tail fins. You've got mechanical detail all over these little panel lines and even the little back thrusters. And you may notice there's a few things. I'm not sure what these bits are because they're accessories. You can detach them for the robot mode. But this here is his rifle that you see in the movie. And if you remember, this is the device he used to rip out Bumblebee's voice box. So, yeah, if you ever want to recreate that scene where Bumblebee is, viciously mutilated by Blitzwing, well, hey, there you go. You have the figure to do just that, and his accessories. Yeah, it's awful grim, but hey, that's Transformers for you. It can be happy, it can be grim as hell. Take a swig of water. So, let's talk more about his accessories because, as I mentioned, he has the little device. It's like his hand. You can almost see fingers in there, even what looks like a thumb. And it transforms into this almost serrated knife-like device that he uses to plunge into Bumblebee's neck and pluck out his voice box, which actually attaches to his hand in robot mode. Though if you want to store it in jet mode, you can just plug it under his tail fins. We'll just set it off to the side for now. And then below, you come to the bottom of the plane, and just pull it out. You can actually hold his gun, which is picked out and painted in a lovely set of cream silver, or it's cast in a cream plastic colour, but painted with some brilliant silver. And it even has what looks like hydraulic detailing, like hydraulic pipelines, and I don't know, like a shock. Or a muzzle, something on the muzzle to keep it. I don't really know much about alien firearms, but just the detail on this gun I think is superb. Just the detail on it, the paint, the way it glistens, I just think it looks amazing. So let's get stuck into Blitzwing's transformation. But first we're just going to want to take these bits off. If any of you guys in the comments know what this is, or these weird egg magnet things, you know what they look like? They look like those magnets that you would see where there are these black magnets in the shape of those things, and when they go together they go like zzz. They make like this little zzz noise. Anyone else remember them, or was it just me? But let's get stuck into Blitzwing's transformation. So first what I like to do is come around to this little section here, and you're just going to want to push down a little bit, or hang on a sec, actually what I like to do is sort of push down a bit to free up what will be the arms. Just make sure to disengage them from this little portion here, because they can actually tab in through this little part here, though I'm not sure if that's intentional. But then what you're going to want to do is just take this whole assembly with the arms and the chest, just the whole, essentially what's the whole upper body, flip these little fins out and just separate it from this bit here. I'm just going to bring this up because this guy gets ridiculously tall during transformation. And you're just going to take the chest assembly, rotate these panels bring the arms down, rotate the hands, bring it down, flip this around, rotate the hands so they're facing like such, and that's essentially the arms and all done. So we'll just work on the head now. What you're going to want to do is take the nose cone of the jet and just, let's say, just get a bit of grip. It's kind of hard since this figure's so big, it's a little bit problematic to film, but oh, I also forgot he has landing gear that you can fold in, so take that around, bring this out and tab in the nose cone, but don't bring the head out just yet, and I'll show you why. Because this section here is going to collapse, and then you're going to want it to set so it looks like this. It looks like the nose cone and the cockpit is bent down, but you're going to want to bend this back so it clears this little hinge. Open that up, put your thumb in there and just flip the head out and tab it in, and close up the cockpit, close up the chest, and you can accordion the head. You can have it sitting up like this so it's a bit less silly looking, but I prefer to have it sitting so it's more or less cleared, this little section here. And so next what you're going to want to do is take this entire section, if it hasn't already, and just lift it up and then bring it up on this hinge. I'll just fold up like this, take this panel here and bring it down. It will just sit snugly in place. Then you're going to want to bring this up, and there are two tabs here that will fit into these two little slots. Just these two little notches. Well, they'll be sitting in their new homes. Just make sure they're nice and secured. Now what we're going to want to do is take these little wing panels here and just lift them up like that, and then you're going to want to angle the wings back however much you want. I prefer to have them angled back a little bit so they're more movie accurate, but that is essentially his top half all done. I'm just going to want to clear this bit. You're going to want to lift the skirts, these little side skirts up, take what will be take the tail fins and fold them back, flip them in and peg them in, and then rotate the leg 180, bring up the foot, and there you have the leg all done. So just repeat the same process, flip these in, take this, tab it in, open the foot, bring up the toes, and let me just get them all straightened out. Angle the skirts so they're a little bit closer to the legs just to give a bit more natural look to them. But without any further ado, here you have Blitzwing in his robot mode, and I personally think he looks terrific. As someone who was actually very fond of this character in the Bumblebee movie for all of his, I don't know, couple minutes of screen time, I think this design is superb and perfectly emblematic of what I love about the Bumblebee movie aesthetic. It straddles the line between complicated. I've just completely neglected a step. That's unusual of me. I'm off the ball tonight, folks. You're going to want to take these little egg missile pod things, and there's little slots here that will tab in with this little port. So just squeeze that in. Just do the same thing on the other side. Just give it a gentle squeeze and then make sure it's nice and secure. There we go. Perfect. Now we have Blitzwing in his robot mode. Just make sure, I don't know, he looks a little bit off balance to me. I don't know if it's just me being crazy, but maybe I have I don't know, something with the legs. We'll just angle that piece out a wee bit more. But yeah, we'll talk about more of the figure because I think this guy looks terrific in robot mode. The tricks that they did to get the cockpit placed more accurately to how he is in the movie, because you would think, oh, it would just sort of go for that more, I don't know, movie sort of stylized look where they make a few compromises, but the fact that they managed to get these thrusters and this these sort of like side vent parts, just everything. They got all the necessary details right with this guy, and it just looks all the better for it. I love the way Blitzwing's turned out. But let's get a closer look at that noggin. You can see very detailed. It has that traditional sort of Generation 1 Seeker head sculpt with the black head guard and this really cool aesthetic. It almost looks like an alien gas mask, like the kind of thing you would think the Seekers would have, because they travel the stars looking for their prey, other Transformers. So it would stand to reason that they would have this as, I don't know, maybe some kind of apparatus to filter out toxins, because they don't really breathe. But that's a discussion for another day, you know. Yeah, anatomy of Transformers. But you can come around to the thrusters, the detail, the arms, the little gears and greeblies, panel lines, rivets, even the little, what looks like wires exposed there, gives it an almost living, mechanical kind of feel, which is strange because it doesn't have that much paint in the mechanical parts. But I feel like if they made a bigger version of this and just, or even just spent more money on the paint budget, this guy would look exceptionally good. Just come around here, you can see he's actually got like a transparent cockpit, but whereas I normally dislike transparent plastic, I think it actually does its job perfectly here. As long as it's not invasive and it's something that I know isn't going to break on me, I don't really mind, you know, it is what it is. But one thing I love as well is if you look at his feet, it's like the landing gear, you can see the wheels, so it's like his feet are made up of landing gear. You can even see there his heel, it's like a fake landing gear when the others are pinned in the cockpit, which is just really neat. I just think it's really cool attention to detail. It's just really cool. Like this guy is one of the best Studio Series figures, and his accuracy to the actual on-screen and CGI model is terrific. So let's talk posability, because Blitzwing as a Studio Series figure should be expected to pose to a certain high standard. So let's say he has a little joint here, you can sort of move the head back and forth, that's more so for transformation. We've got good side to side, so you can get a decent range, though it does get limited a little bit by this. It sort of collides with the chest, so just be a bit careful in case you're posing it, you don't want to chip the paint. Arms can move up that far, and you can do a full rotation, though it is impeded by the wings. Arms are a little bit stiff on my copy. As for the legs, you can move them about out that far unimpeded, and then you can kick that far, just about 90 degrees of bend, and a really deep ankle pivot. So you can rock in a pretty impressive set of poses with this guy, especially if you've got his accessories ready, which we'll show them. We'll showcase them now. So let's just pose him up a little bit. We're gonna just pop his hand off and set it off to the side. Then take his little voice box extractor device. Not sure what it's called, but we'll just pop it in there and give him his gun, which has a tab, or a little port and a tab that's going to fit into the hand, and this slot on his forearm. So just, there we are, we've got it in there. Now we just need to, perfect, just slides in there and not going anywhere, nice and secured. So here we have Blitzwing posed up and looking absolutely sinister. That's one thing I love about this design, is how evil it looks. You know, you get the impression that these Decepticons, because you know, with the Michael Bay movies, as cool as those designs were, it was like, you would think the Autobots and Decepticons were almost a different species. And you would look at, say, for talk's sake, Devastator, and then compare him to something like, or not even so much Devastator, but I'm having a bit of trouble getting him stood up, but you would take a look at Devastator or a Transformer like, say, Megatron, or even Starscream, and they look like insectoid monsters, whereas the Autobots in the Michael Bay movies look more humanoid. It's kind of weird, but you know, I get the kind of vibe that we're going for. It's just I'm not too sure if I really gel completely with it, but I do love, love, love the Bumblebee movie G1 live action aesthetic. So let's close off the video by transforming Blitzwing back into his jet mode. So we're just going to want to take off his accessories and just pop his fist back on, or his hand. And just fit into that port there, a little 5mm port, nice and secure. Straighten out the legs. Take off his blaster. Of course, whenever I'm on camera, it wants to fight me. Isn't that just sweet? That's the only problem with doing these videos, is sometimes things are a bit complicated, and you don't account for stuff like pieces not going where they should be, or just general complications with transformations. But hey, the show must go on, and hey, there's always editing. You can always cut it out on the cutting room floor. So what we're going to want to do is just straighten out his wings, just like that, and come to the backpack, disconnect it from the tabs. And I'll say this, I got this lovely comment this morning. I woke up to this lovely comment from, I think, Rogue Warrior, her name was. And they left a comment basically saying how much they appreciated the channel and enjoyed the videos, which, truth be told, you'll hear me say this a lot, but it's something I genuinely believe. I don't think, or I never thought anyone would really subscribe to my show or my channel, because, you know, I'm just kind of, I'm here, I'm a drop in the ocean compared to so many other ASMR creators. But being able to occupy this space in a way, I make it sound like a territory control game, but being able to just share this space with people I idolize as creatives and ASMR creators, and create content that not only I enjoy making, but so many others enjoy, it was sobering. It really was. It was very sobering and humbling just to hear those kinds of comments. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I know it's easy to just, you know, say that, but, you know, I feel like it would be better for me to say it in a video, because then it's more personal that way. But thank you sincerely. Thank you so much for just giving my silly little show a watch and enjoying me fiddling with plastic robots. You're what make it all worthwhile. You know, I enjoy showing my Transformers, but at the end of the day, if there was no one here to watch, well, what use would I be? You know, just bunging up the works and doing nothing, just, you know. Let's not get too philosophical while transforming. So let's just plug this bit in, orient this, so just want to make sure everything's ready for it all coming down. It's like a puzzle. It's like catching a caterpillar. You just want everything to be in place. And I think I forgot to mention there's or it just sort of fits in the grooves right here. You can see, nice and secure. Oh, with a good old hearty click to bit. And just imagine being the pilot in that situation, like, Roger, sorry, we have just completely been rotated upside down, and Vic has vomited all over the seat. Great to know. It's stupid. Imagine just that kind of thing if Transformers like trolled their human passengers by like partially transforming just to screw with them. I think that'd be actually really funny. So let's just pop his accessories back on. There you go, Mr. Oval Egg Missile thingy. And with a little bit of jiggery pokery, I can just pop that. Perfect. There we go. Fantastic. Just a little bit wibbly. Well, actually I say that, but it's more so just because I'm setting at a sort of awkward angle. This guy's quite big. We're just going to want to take this tab, and it will fit in this little tab right here. We'll just sort of sit. There we go. Fits in nice and securely. Not going anywhere. As for the voice box remover or extractor, we can just plug that into a hole under the wing. Come on. Come on. There we go. Just a little bit awkward with the angle I'm working with. And then we can flip out the landing gear just for the added display factor. And there we have Blitzwing back in his jet mode. I hope you guys enjoyed this Transformers ASMR figure review. I apologise if this one was a bit, how should we say, slapdash in comparison to my usual videos. I know that the Galvatron video was quite liked by folks, but I want to make more videos, so if you guys enjoyed this one and want to see more like it, feel free to subscribe and leave a comment below asking for suggestions or figures suggestions that you would like to see next. With all that being said, this is Orapot ASMR, signing off for the night. Autobots, transform and roll out to bed. Glory to the Decepticons.